Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I just want to preface this by saying that I'm Orthodox. I was actually baptized this past Saturday.
Awesome.
So
Good news,
shout
man.
out to you for that.
It's good to hear. Many years to you.
Yeah, thanks. I actually got into a Twitter spat with some guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of this KJV only cult Baptist sect.
Like Steven Anderson stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know any of the people from that, but I'm familiar with that, yeah.
Well, they hold that, the King James Version is the only version that's,
sure,
inspired.
Right.
And I think they only affirm the 66 books. Right. I was just wondering what you would say in response to that.
Well, there's a lot of different ways that you could go about responding to that. The first is that, ironically, historically, the King James Version included the Apocrypha. So if you have an old KJV, you'll notice that it includes the what they call the Apocrypha, the deuterocanonical book. Secondly, why are we supposed to believe that a monarch, if you're an independent Baptist, you pretty much hate monarchy? Why are we supposed to believe that a monarch was somehow the means by which God providentially produced the supposed, infallible Quran version of the Bible, the KJV? Beyond that, there's no reason to accept the Protestant canon of Scripture beyond the fact that Protestants just arbitrarily say it's the right canon of Scripture because Jews. Well, who decided that unbelieving rabbinic Jews determined the canon for the church? So pretty much all their assumptions are fundamentally stupid.
Yeah, I think one of them said that, that Ortho and Catholic canons, nobody really uses it. Some weird objections. And then I think one of them said that the Deuterocanon wasn't really decided upon until I forget what he said.
I mean, it's just simply not true. You can read the church fathers throughout the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th centuries. They cite liberally from the deuterocanonical text, and they do not typically distinguish between what status they have. There's a couple fathers that do, like St. Jerome, but even Jerome cites the deuterocanonical text throughout his theological argumentation. And so a lot of times Protestants will say stuff like, well, they didn't use the deuterocanonical text to prove theological arguments. Yeah, they do. In fact, Jerome is not going to be any help to a Protestant because Jerome believes in the perpetual virginity of Mary, believes in the episcopacy. He submitted to, his bishops. He's believes in relics. He wrote a whole treatise against Helvidius and Vigilantius about relics and Mary. So, I mean, there's nothing Protestant about the choices that they make for the canon. It's just literally just arbitrary that, well, God worked through the through King James. By the way, King James and that whole crew, they're monarchs. Like, why would a Baptist follow a monarch? It makes no sense.
Well, yeah, that's about all I had, Jay. Thanks for that.
Yeah, just look up kind of some history of the canon and the formation of the canon, because it's really the Council of Trullo for the Orthodox Church, which is, loosely speaking, our canon. Eric Clementino